It's not very often that I have been at a loss for words, as my family will tell you and close friends. As has been indicated here, this function is quite a surprise to me. My wife just asked me a few weeks ago, are you available on such and such a Saturday morning because there's something down at JC they want you to come to? So I said, yeah, sure. And I wrote it in my diary. And I just had no idea that this is what Wayne and Wong and the other culprits were up to. The truth is, as Wayne says, he had suggested this a few years ago, and I had done my best. A few suggestions had been made about putting my name on buildings, and I had suggested to him that I'd prefer not to. In fact, at one stage when this came up as a thought, I requested that instead of spending time and effort and money on a thing like that, I would prefer if they started off a scholarship fund. And the truth is, we do have a Danny Williams Scholarship Fund through the foundation, which we have, which has grown nicely. The biography that was done, all the proceeds went to the scholarship fund, so that added 20 odd million. I think the scholarship fund is about 40 or 50 million now. And money is all invested, and 80% of it is used to provide scholarships for boys here at JC each year. To me, that was more important than having my name on the building. Of course, I had an advantage because Richard, who is here, put my name on a building before. And so I already felt well established. And so I guess the need wasn't there. You have thanked me for the effort that I made for JC. I recall so well 2005 when it was an old boy who, David Minot, who through the Old Boys Association came and told me of the plight that existed here and invited me up. I had done my little bit for JC as I went on, you know, Mrs. O'Sullivan. Where she disappeared to? Oh, there she is. She has been involved with the school longer than me, for a long time, because she had a couple of boys that came here, and then she was involved in the office here and so on. And so she would always nail me for a check for sports this or sports that, or for some reason. And you know, you're involved in so many other things. You can't be involved in everything at the same time. And she had that kind of involvement. It was a peripheral involvement, it wasn't a deep involvement. But when Minot brought me up here and I saw the mess, and I remember the school that I had attended, I remembered how the place was immaculate. Ainsley and I and Dougie, we were all in school together. They will confirm that the school was very, very well kept. The grounds were always well kept, the buildings always well painted, and et cetera, et cetera. And when you went to the bathroom, you didn't feel like you had to turn around and run out. And when I came here and saw the condition of the place, I couldn't believe it. I mean, doors were literally dropping off. Mrs. O will remember. Light fixtures were dropping down. You couldn't go near to the bathroom. I mean, 100 feet from the bathroom, you knew a bathroom was there. It was just a shocking state of affairs. And as Wayne mentioned, one of the first things that I did was to bring a truck in because of the garbage. Now, we'll admit that we had had a hurricane some few months before. and there had been some damage and there had been some trees cut, but the things were just thrown down. And on a Saturday morning, I brought a man down from up in Maryland who had a truck, and we moved 17 loads of garbage out of here. That was a start. And over the years we have done, and you know, I have to say we, because the truth of the matter, one man can only do so much. I just had the honor to lead a situation that needed attention. But I think back to, I'm sorry Chris isn't here, Williams, I think back to all the people who sat on the foundation with me, who always made time. I think back to all the boys all over the world. I went to Canada, I went to New York, I went to Miami, I went to Cayman, traveling to the old boys to tell them of the plight of the school and to ask for their support. And we got enormous support. In fact, I'm sure half the support we got came from old boys who lived abroad. Frank Hall did the gym, paid for the gym. Our current program, Joe Tate, has just done the, what you call it, the STEAM program for the school, put up $500,000 US. This is a chap who I was in school with and who contacted me. He heard of the work we were doing at the school, and Shirley and I met him in New York when I went to see them there. And the first check we got from him was $1,000, Mrs. O. And then the second was $5,000, and the third was $10,000. In the end, we got $500,000 US for the STEAM program. I mean, that was the kind, this is a fellow who was in school with me. He was one form below me. But this was the kind of spirit we had when all of us who attended the school, so much so that you would come forward. So I say, I keep saying we, because you honor me today by naming this building after me, where I sat my senior Cambridge exams, and which Ainsley this morning reminded me. She says, I was in the dining room lunchtime the day when Hugo Chambers announced that 5 boys had got grade 1 in senior Cambridge, and you were one of them. And there was a sudden silence in the room. I can't profess to have been a grade 1 student, but I did come to boarding school for the last year, and that gave me an opportunity to stop running down girls and concentrate on my work, and it resulted in a grade 1. So the fact is that there's so many happy memories I had about my school life. There's so many things I was so proud of about the school. When I saw the situation, I had to try and rally the forces. And I want to thank all, I just wish I could remember all the names of all the people who came forward and who you didn't have to ask them twice. And nearly everyone that is here participated. So I just want to thank them, because I am being given this wonderful honor, and I have to share that honor with them, because it is them. It is because of them. It is, yes, I led it, but it's because of their support, because I couldn't do it alone. Yes, I can nail Mike for about 20 million. I think I nailed him for about 20. You know, and Shirley got nailed for 20 or so too, you know. But I mean, it took, as you say, the total funds that were invested, starting with the apartments for the teachers and ending up with the coming all the way up, and the Gore building and so on, the Gore classroom. You know, when we added it up on one occasion, it came up to around $1 billion that had been invested in the school. But it wasn't just the money. It wasn't just the new facilities. It was because we were able to bring about a new discipline in the school, and a new desire for the school to be great again. And as I say, old boys came forward from every nook and cranny to help to make that possible. Not only with money, but with their effort. They came and counseled the youngsters before school, what you call those mentorship programs. All of these things we were able to reintroduce. I hired Royal Reed, and I'm sorry for how the whole Royal Reed thing turned out, but for the few years he was here, in fairness to him, he did the job I hired him to do. I just want to be totally fair. As I say, I'm very disappointed in how things turned out, but he did do the job and help us to achieve all the things I'm mentioning. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I was at a loss for words, but I'm beginning to wonder if that was true. But, but the truth is, I really feel more than. You see what happened when you're married to the same woman for 67 years? She can abuse you. But I really want to just say thank you, Wayne. I know you've been pushing this. I do feel very honored and deep down very pleased. But as I say, I want to make sure everyone knows that I share this with all those who have given us the support, money and in body. Because without you, this would not be happening. So thank you ever so much. Jamaica College, the comrades who have stayed together.